Y'all go check out Down the Valley, man. Make sure you support the page. He's up.
Man, where are you from? I'm from down in the valley.
Listen to this.
You mean like San Antonio? Nah, man. Far. Join us every Wednesday and Sunday night for live shows.
Turn off the light and
DITV Sports, where the valley goes to travel.
Follow down in the valley.
Y'all go check out Down the Valley, man. Make sure you support the page. He's up.
Man, where are you from? I'm from down in the valley.
Listen to this.
Marco, what's good? What's good?
Hey, what's the word, bird? You don't say that anymore.
I was going to before you messed it up. I was going to say bird. I'm gonna get a new one. I got to figure that one out. Happy Sunday.
Cool.
How's your day going?
Man, I slept a lot.
Your sleeping patterns are all jacked up, man.
I mean, part of it is, well, this week I didn't have any classes, so I'm just tired. I mean, we traveled early in the week to Houston for Media Day.
That's true.
Then I traveled Friday and Saturday for ACDC.
Well, let's
So
get to the important stuff.
yeah, so like
DC.
it was awesome. Like, I mean, yes, Brian Johnson's voice hasn't withstood the test of time, but when you sing like he does, man, like his vocal cords are going to be messed up. That's just part of it. But man, it was still really fun. Like the energy, the singing, the guitar playing, man. Angus Young on the guitar is just crazy. I don't even know how old he is, but dude's still shredding. He had like a 15 to 20 minute solo at one point.
How sick was that?
That was so cool.
He's on the drums or he's on the guitar?
He's the lead guitar.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know all the names. I know ACDC, but I don't know the names.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Brian Johnson is the singer. Angus Young is the lead guitarist. He's the one that's come up and played all the stuff that you know from ACDC. And
I don't know a lot about music. I don't claim to know a lot about music. I like what I like, but I love a guitar solo.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on, but I just watch them just rock.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, it's a comedy. The stuff he does on there with that kind of guitar, I mean, that's smaller level, but that's how it got to me. But I love a good guitar. And then drums.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, first of all, School of Rock is 15 out of 10 movie. It's awesome.
Cool. I was wondering if you dog me out because I like that movie. Yeah,
no, Jack Black is so good in that movie. And the kids were actually playing and singing in that. Like, really? they were actually doing all that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See, that makes it even better.
Yeah. So none of it was like dubbed post after the fact. All the kids were playing. Jack Black is an amazing musician, but yeah, I mean, you can't compare to Angus Young and AC/DC's guitar stuff,
All right. Well, that was a highlight. So you have been traveling.
Yes.
I guess let's talk about first. Let's show who's coming on. Are you going to share something?
I was going to play my video, but when they came on, I thought that's what you wanted.
Who came on?
Coach and the players.
Oh yeah, no, I thought you were going to show the AC/DC live.
Oh no, we're gonna get struck for that, man.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so, we're gonna get copyright struck for AC/DC.
We don't want that. So obviously, we never talk to the people that are here. I feel like I should say, hey everyone, we're excited to have you here. that seems silly. But
I mean,
I want to let people know what's going on, right? So
yeah.
I'll let you tell who's going on, since it's really it's your story, man. I thought it was cool when you sent it to me, and I'll let you tell the story of how this all came about, and I'll cue in some of my own rhetoric.
Okay. Before I do that though, I'm going to show one picture from the concert, not a video, but a picture.
Let's do it. Let me
Um,
check it out. I was on
yeah.
your live rocking. I even told you that darn stage was so big, man. These guys were having to run a mile just to get across, and they're runners.
I don't know how old they are, but I couldn't do that. Dude, and they were on stage for 2.5 hours. That's crazy. Like, but
Wow.
this was my favorite picture. Like, they were playing Hell's Bells. They had the big old bell come out. And then right up front, Angus Young, the lead guitar, and the singer behind them, just the bass and the rhythm guitar, and you got the drums. But this was a cool one with the bell coming out for Hell's Bells.
My daughter's friend was there. Shout out to Angel
Oh,
from
nice.
APSO. She said her family went there. I was like, oh yeah, Marco was there. So
Yeah, on Instagram there was a lot of people there that I knew. I had a cousin there I didn't even know. Um, like one of so that guy from, I think, San Benito that you said posts a lot, that we weren't sure what he did. He was there. I saw him post about it, but yeah, like there was a lot of people there that I knew that I didn't even know. I could have hung out with them,
man,
but
that's good to know.
yeah,
But let's talk about what we're getting into and how this came about, because
yeah.
we got like 8 minutes before they came on. I want to really get into how this all came about. I think it's a cool story to me. So
Mhm.
talk about how this came about and introduce it, and I'm going to chime in a little bit.
Yeah. So I was in high school 03 to 07. So the 2006 football season. So the 2006 football season was my senior year.
Nice.
And that season was so cool. Like, the first game, we went to the Alamo Dome. We played Victoria Memorial in the Alamo Dome, and we won.
That was a
Like,
non-conference game.
it was a non-district. Yeah, it was a non-district game.
Ooh,
And
that's it.
yeah, like, I'd never been to the Alamo Dome for a football game. I'd been there for band stuff and performed for band stuff there, but we went for a football game, like, and it was so much fun. Like, I want to say we went to the River Center, but the biggest thing was that we beat a team that was not from the Valley.
Right. That's a
And
big
that's a huge thing for schools down here, to beat a team outside the Valley. And from then the season just kind of took off. Like, by the end of the year we were 8-2. I mean, scoring like 50, 60, 70 points a game sometimes. And when we got to the playoffs, like, we routed, I think it was Laredo Martin the first game, like, not even close. The second round, we beat PSA North, like, pretty handily, and they beat us earlier in the season.
Yeah, I remember. I read about that.
And then, so the whole reason this article and stuff came about was the third round playoff game. So it was against San Antonio MacArthur. It was in McAllen. One thing I did know about Coach Littleton, he always wanted home and homes. He didn't like neutral sites for playoff games. At least that's what I heard from. That's what I heard from other coaches. Yeah. So the thing is, if we had lost that coin toss, we would have gone to San Antonio and played over there.
Hold on. This is kind of weird to me. So, and I didn't know they did this. So back then they would do a coin toss. If you won, you can choose to play at home. Is what you're saying?
So I want to say they still do coin tosses for this. So this is how I understood it. So if one coach wants a neutral site and one coach wants a home and home, then they have to flip to see who wins. So are we doing a neutral site or are we doing a home game?
Oh, so they flip for the decision.
Yes. And then, so in this case, Coach Littleton won that toss, I'm assuming. And then you choose for which side are you playing at? Are you playing at MacArthur or are you playing at McAllen Memorial?
Was that another coin toss, maybe?
I'm assuming that's what it is, yeah.
Very Friday Night Lights, like don't touch that. Don't touch that quarter. Don't touch that quarter. Remember that one?
Yeah, listening over the radio, yeah.
I don't know about this. Looks like it might be heads. That just live. So, man, that's crazy, man. So the article, and then when you sent me the video, I was like, one, I knew it took a long time.
Mhm.
Like I already doing these videos is hard.
Yeah.
And so I knew it took you a long time. And then when you dropped it, it just started spreading.
Yeah, like this was one of those things that I wanted to do. Like it was a project that like I had fun with it. I wanted to put this out. Like, was it going to do well? I don't know. But we've got our guest of honor already here.
There you
How you doing? How we doing, Coach Littleton?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
We're good.
Good deal.
Really, really good. Nice to meet you, Bill. I'm Roy.
How you doing, Roy? Bill Littleton. Glad to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. Pleasure to meet you. So I'm 45. I still got to respect my elders, man. I don't know if that ever was a change.
I'm 44 and a half.
I get it. I feel like my dad's watching me right now. Like, hey, man, this guy, you respect your elders. So we're kind of just talking, Coach, about the buildup and how, Marco had this story and how it just was so cool. How when he dropped it, it just started spreading and the memory of this team was big. But I'll let Marco talk about it a little bit more, Coach, and we can get into it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I mean, we got into the third round game, and it was big that we had a home game. We had a third round playoff game at home, and at that point, I don't remember ever having a San Antonio school come down to the Valley. So I remember it being cold. I remember being at night, like we were drinking hot chocolate on the track because it's the third round of the playoffs. The directors don't care anymore.
Cold.
It was cold, yeah.
Cold. You probably had a cold game because of sweating. That's probably different.
And then again, I remember looking up, seeing the crowd. Like, man, there was not an empty place in the bleachers there. And Coach Little could tell you. I mean, we've got a big stadium there in McAllen, and the fact that we were able to just completely fill up the home side, like we had to sit on the track. It was just a night that, like, I remember even now, 20 years later, I was just sitting at home thinking about it one night, and I'm like, this would make a really cool article. Is anybody going to read it? I don't know, but I want to do this. And the cool thing was it took off, like you said. It kind of ran through my friends from back then, my classmates from back then, and through the McAllen Memorial channels, and it got to Coach Littleton, and we're glad that you were able to see that, Coach.
Well, thank you. I really enjoyed it. It was a well-written article and very factual, that article was. And one of my former assistant coaches said, hey, Coach, you need to read this. And he sent me the link, and I read it, and it brought tears to my eyes and all the good memories.
Man,
that means a lot, Coach. That means a lot.
Well, I don't want to mess this up, Marco, but I think we should play the video. What do you think? Or should we wait? You want to wait for the other guys, or
let's wait a little bit more. See if the players jump on. But man, that makes me smile, Coach. Like I didn't play football. I was a baseball player. I played baseball all my years at Memorial, but I was involved with the football team, and that I was in band. I went to every game, and I mean, I believe my freshman year was the first year you got there to Memorial, 2003.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's correct.
And I remember just the progression of the football team. I mean, we got there. I believe you had 1 or 2 wins my first year, and then my junior year we made the playoffs, and then the senior year this big run to the third round. So it was a quick turnaround once you got to Memorial, Coach.
Well, it was, it kind of started with that first game. We had 3 games out of town. The first 3 games in 2003 were all in Brownsville. And we played Hannah, who was a pretty good football team that year. And they beat us by 1 point. We had a chance to tie it up, but we were worn out that game. And I elected to go for 2, and we came up a little short. And I believe we got beat 27-26, somewhere right there. But it was a heck of a ball game, and it showed some potential what these kids had in them. We just had to learn how to win. I could see our kids looking up at the scoreboard, and we'd be ahead, and they're like, we're not supposed to be ahead right now. But those kids fought hard in the weight room. They did everything I asked them to do, and they turned into a really good football team by the time they were seniors. Give you a little background on you talking about the 3rd round game being here in the Valley. There's a lot of things about the reason we got them here that people don't know. We had to win 2 flips. We flipped a coin. We had to win 2 flips. And they wanted to go neutral, and I wanted to go home and home. So we had to win the flip to go home and home, and then we turned around and had to win the flip to be the home team. And boy, they tried to talk me out of it every way in the world. People from San Antonio, their athletic director, he promised us Alamo Dome and all that. I told him my deal about the Alamo Dome. We played that first game, 2006 in the Alamo Dome, as you stated in your article, against Victoria Memorial, and we came out victors in that game. I had a little health issue in that ball game. I suffered a minor heart attack during that game, and then I missed the next game against PHA North. But I did call 1 touchdown from my hospital bed. So
no way.
So then we got to play PHA North again in the playoffs, and that was super, super good. And there's lots of good things that happened that year to us.
All right, so we got Robbie Hasso here.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Robbie, how are you?
Doing all right? Yourself?
Well, I'd be better if you ever be in that restaurant when I come over there and eat that free meal you promised.
Coach, you went 1 time and I wasn't there, Coach. 1 time.
That might have well been 1,000.
Oh.
Coach can be. It doesn't matter how long ago. Joshua is still an 18-year-old, 17-year-old guy, and Coach is great. I think we should do some introductions. What do you think, Marco? Because we got to at least tell everybody who we got. Obviously, Coach Littleton is there, and if you want to do some introductions, Marco, that would be great.
Yeah. So tonight. So we've got Coach Bill Littleton. He's a coach at McAllen Memorial from 2003 till 2017, Coach?
I believe it's 2018 football season, somewhere around there.
2018, yes. And again, just during that time, McAllen Memorial was on the top of the valley, like amazing football team. And then we got Robbie Hasso, former classmate of mine. Football player. We never crossed paths on the baseball field, but Robbie played. Robbie played football. And what are you doing? What are you doing now, Robbie?
So now I run our family business. We opened a restaurant here in Edinburgh, and that's what I do now on a day-to-day basis. So I did have the pleasure of working for Bill for a while. So you mentioned, Roy, here that imagine all the years past. Well, imagine actually working for him, right? Him being my coach since I was a freshman on, and then coming back and working in that capacity. And I felt it every day that I was still that little 15-year-old fat boy, that
with his pretty white gloves on, playing offensive line.
Coach, when we were home, Coach, I had to make sure I had white on so they couldn't see that I was holding, So.
Oh yeah, listen to you.
Hey, that's a good point though, Coach. Right? The other team's wearing white. You might grab a little jersey or two, right? And Robbie had to try to get away with some stuff. So I agree. Right. I agree with that. Well, do you want to name the restaurant? You want to shout out the restaurant at all?
I run Don Pepe's Express in Edinburgh.
Nice.
I wonder if you're gonna get any free advertisement there, Robbie. You kind of
Hey,
fell down on it there.
We'll advertise you. Yeah.
If you want to invite us, me and Marco will go. As you can tell, we like to eat, Robbie. So we'll go and shorten the tab a little bit and have a good time. So
Sounds
don't
good.
we're planning on going there for sure. So
Sounds
yeah. So for me, this is a crazy story, right? Because I left the Valley in 1994 when I went back to California. So I missed a lot of good teams. But in 2006, my cousin was playing for Los Fresnos around that time. So I was watching and still, involved and following the Los Fresnos teams back in that era. So I knew about Bradley Stevens from California. And I knew about this team from California. So when Marco brought it up that he was in school at that point, I just thought it was really special and was able to do it. So looks like we have one more visitor. Who we got? We got Nick. What do we got? Nick, talk to us.
How's it going? How's everyone doing? Sorry I'm a little late here.
Oh no, you're good. Can you hear us, Nick?
Yeah, I can hear y'all good. How you doing, Coach? Awesome.
Good, Nick.
You guys.
I saw Nick the other day in the HEB parking lot.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Coach.
You drop it, give me 20. Did you drop it with some push-ups?
Every time.
Yeah. So now we've got Nick Moore joining us. What position did you play, Nick?
How you doing, Marco? Good to see you too, man.
Good.
I played fullback and I also played weak side linebacker.
Okay,
A little
cool.
bit of special teams. Everyone does a little bit of special teams.
Yeah.
He was a very special player, I promise. When he came to block you, you knew you got blocked. I'm guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Nick had one speed, and it was.
I still can see that Westfield East kid helmet turning the somersault. The helmet went 2 or 3 times up there in the air down there on the goal line after Nick hit him.
The fullback is a lost position. So, Nick, back in those days, the fullback was very important, right? Back in the day, the fullback actually got a little bit more run. So I know that's a really good thing. Marco, I think it might be time to play the video, man.
Yeah. Let me play the video, then we'll get back to our conversation here.
Sure. I'm gonna try not to cry, Marco. Sorry. Your voice makes me cry on this video.
All right. Let's see. Where are we? "20 years ago, McAllen Memorial's football team gave us the season I still think about today. For the third round playoff game against San Antonio MacArthur, our side was so packed that the band had to sit down on the track. I was a senior. I remember looking up and seeing a sea of people, yellow towels waving, and the roar of that crowd. That 2006 team finished 10-3. Bradley Stevens became so dominant that honestly, we started expecting the incredible plays. But this was a team. Mitchell Bunger, Albert Lozano, Emery Sweeney, Joey Bourbois, Daniel Hawkins, and so many others helped make that run possible. Memorial beat Laredo Martin 69-14, then avenged an earlier loss to PSJ North, winning 35-16. And suddenly, we were playing football in December. Against MacArthur, Memorial scored late to make it 35-34. 29 seconds left. From where we were sitting, we thought the extra point was good. It wasn't. Then Memorial recovered the onside kick, and suddenly we believed again. One final possession ended with an interception, and I still remember how quiet that stadium became. Players comforting each other, fans crying, band members crying. It was over. At 18, I didn't fully understand how special that season was. 20 years later, I do. So to the players and the coaches of the 2006 McAllen Memorial Mustangs, thank you. The scoreboard says that season ended 35-34. But 20 years later, I can still hear the roar. All right. Roar, you crying yet?
I was crying. That voice that got me, but we got so emotional. We lost Coach. So
yeah, he'll come back. He'll come back.
Robbie and Nick on in. I'll ask the first question. Robbie, for you, what stood out for that year, and what do you remember about that year that you still think about today?
To be honest with you, Man, there was nothing else like it. I mean, it was a brotherhood. I mean, really and truly. All of us, out of the 22 starters on that team, 21 of us were seniors, right? And I think out of the 21 of us, I think 18 of us went to Kathy, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, really, it's some number like that. I think there's very few, and I can name them. It's like Mondo, Jody Vera, Joey Bourbois, and Renee Surprise. So what's that, 5? So the rest of us were from Kathy, right? So it was definitely. I mean, we grew up together. We played football for as long as we could, right? And as soon as Bill came in, Coach Littleton, we were freshmen his first year, and it was a culture shock for us. I mean, we come in and Coach is coming from up north, and he's wants to get us strong, and before we got there, Memorial was very much a laughing stock of a football program, right? And I take a lot of pride in that, and feeling that we started something there, right? So, Coach, I don't know how you feel about that, but I feel like I feel pretty good about it, that we definitely had something to do with it. So it was definitely a neat experience, something that I'm really grateful that I got to experience.
And Nick?
I'll tack on that. Mostly a lot of what Hasso said. I mean, Memorial was kind of known for being, I don't want to say always a laughing stock. They had a really, we connected a lot with the 95 class because that was a successful class years before. But, when Hasso and I were at Kathy, we played. Bradley was always special. We always knew that, Bradley was a special athlete, no matter what sport it was, whether it was soccer, track, or football. And so then, we entered Memorial. It's Coach's, if I'm not correct, I think it's Coach's first year with the program. And, our friend Bradley is playing on varsity as a freshman. And I remember, being a childhood friend of Bradley, just kind of like, just totally intimidated by the concept of a freshman being able to play varsity.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it was slow rolling, but that first season, you're starting to see a little excitement. People are starting to get a little, their hopes are starting to increase. And just from freshman year to sophomore year to junior year, it just felt like a very natural step to each level. And when it came to our senior year, it just felt like all of us kind of knew what our job was and what our role was, and we were just kind of in control. We were in control, and there was no better feeling than that senior year. We have a long we have a long inside joke that Hasso knows, that we always say we'd still be playing. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
No,
it was a special year.
It's crazy because, comes our sophomore year, right? So Bradley, I mean, his first carry ever on varsity, right? Coach, prove me if I'm wrong. It's first or second, was like a 80-yard touchdown.
Correct,
Right.
80 yards.
Yeah.
First time he touched the ball.
Yeah. And Coach Littleton has a rule, right? Having been on his staff, he has a rule. If you're going to be a freshman on the varsity, you got to be special, right? Because we want all the kids getting reps, on whatever level it is, whether they're on the JV or the freshman. They need to be playing, right? So we knew Bradley was going to be special from that very first game. But then comes our sophomore year, and I think, Nick, there was 11 of us on varsity, 11 sophomores. There was one of us in every position group, right? Every position group. We had the quarterback, we had a fullback, Bradley, obviously, right, the running back. We had a receiver and Robbie. We had me on the offensive line. We had Renee Surprise on the defensive line. We had Emery as a linebacker. And I think Pelegi as the DB, right? So in every position group, there was a sophomore, and we all played, right? So from there on, we were getting the experience, and I don't think we were very good. I think we finished like 3-7, maybe, 4-6. Yeah, it was, but it wasn't great. So come our senior year, and like Nick totally nailed it. We knew what we were doing. We were lucky and blessed that Coach had the same staff pretty much throughout our whole 4 years, and our coordinator didn't change, our defense didn't change, and I mean, everything was just simple for us because we ran it
Mhm.
pretty much the same offense in 7th grade.
And
Right.
Yeah.
our junior year, I mean, not to jump all the way to senior year. Our junior year, we qualified for the playoffs. I don't think
Yes.
we won the division, but do we win the division our junior year? I'm trying to.
No, we lost to
No.
Alaska.
But we had our first playoff berth in just decade, maybe
Mhm.
over a decade. And I know that, everyone was holding up posters a lot like Ted Lasso, believe, and having hope. And but in 3 years, 3 years since Littleton had gotten there, you could feel this dynamic changing. And in that same year, I'll never forget, we played Mackay. And Mackay
Mhm.
was the football program of McAllen at the time.
Yeah.
And our junior year, we beat Mackay. And I remember, I think we were in the away locker room for that game, and all of us making the puppy whimper sounds. The whole locker room just went up. And you could just really feel, the tide changing. And obviously that carried through after we left. But, it really just felt like large steps were made each of those years. And obviously the senior year is really a special one.
That was when the streak started, Coach, I think, our junior year.
What's that?
We started the streak. We beat Mackay, I think, geez, I don't know what, 17 years in a row, something like that.
No. You're wrong there, Robbie.
Year.
Oh, that's right.
They beat us our
That's right.
senior year. They kicked our tails our senior year.
28-7.
Well, I wasn't allowed to play that game, and that's why we lost. So
You're probably right, Dick.
So
that story. Go ahead, Marco.
I was gonna say, so before we head to Coach, so I'll say what Robbie didn't want to say. Yes, you guys started the rise of McAllen Memorial football. I mean, from 2006 all the way until Coach Littleton retired. I mean, it was playoff team after playoff team after playoff team. So yeah, you won't say it, but I will. Yes, you guys started McAllen Memorial football in the 2000s. All right. We lost Coach again.
with a large part, and Bradley was a huge part of that.
Oh yeah.
But I think when it came to our senior year, junior year was definitely hinged a lot on Bradley's talent, and he is an immense talent, and Rio Grande Valley High School Hall of Fame. But I recall our senior year just the offense being a lot more competitive on trying to hit the stat sheet. Mitchell trying to get more yards, Robbie Salinas, Scott Snyder, Mario Aguirre. Just all of a sudden, guys are trying to get their name in the newspaper because that's times are different now. I mean, you don't really wake up and chase and get the monitor outside, but that was the big deal. Every Saturday we grabbed the monitor, like, oh yeah, well, why wasn't I mentioned? And
I keep getting cut off.
Yeah, Haas on the line had more of a thankless job, but the running backs, the fullbacks, we saw those guys, and I always felt like I was closer to being on the line.
Yeah, I mean that's why Bradley was able to do what he did. We had a great offensive line there. I mean, and watching it from the outside, it was kind of the same way that you guys see it. Like it was a big jump every single year. So by the time we got to senior year, it was like we have a team and we're kind of almost expecting to make the playoffs. So from the outside in, that's how it was for me. All right, Coach, we got you back.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know. I may get cut off again, but I'm back right now.
Oh, you're good. So, Coach, what can you tell us about the build-up of McAllen Memorial football leading into 2006 and, that playoff game at home against MacArthur?
Well, I like to go back just a little bit in time. We're talking about the foundation of the team. I like to go back to that very first senior class. We told those guys that they were the foundation of what was going to become, and they really were. That bunch were very talented. It just didn't show on the field very much because they had been through such a terrible all-season program that we just didn't. They didn't match up with other teams. When I got here, we tested everybody in athletics, Marco, you might remember that. I probably tested you in baseball. We
Probably.
we had 5 kids that could run under 5 flat and 40. We had 5 kids that could bench 200 pounds, and we had 5 kids that could squat 300 pounds. And none of those were the same 5 kids. We were the weakest bunch of puppies I ever seen in my life. And so that's what I give the foundation to that bunch. They were very talented. If they'd been going through the same all-season program that the 2016 would have, they would have made a big difference. Because they were a bunch of good athletes and good kids. They just got robbed, in my opinion. As my son always say, Nick, you can attest to this. They need to find them a good lawyer and sue the coaches.
Wish I knew one.
But
Coach, I got a question for you. Obviously, taking over a team that has some opportunity. Being for me, I'm a bank manager. My background is taking over branches that aren't doing well in my career, right? So, what were your core principles taking over McAllen Memorial that you wanted to focus on, and how did you kind of build that into the program as time went by?
well, these guys will tell you it all started in the weight room. Everything we did was built on the weight room, and it's still built that way today, as far as I know, at McAllen Memorial. Moses Patterson has taken over the program after I left, and he has kept pretty much the all-season program intact. And there were times, going back and talking about what we was talking about, that we had 50 kids that could bench over 200 pounds. We had 35 or 40 kids that could run under 5 flat in the 40. And so that's where we all started with. And we wanted to get tough. We wanted to get mentally tough, and we wanted to be a team that could dominate in the fourth quarter. And we wanted to punish people legally, but we wanted to punish people. We wanted people to know that they were going to play. When they played Memorial, it was going to be a very physical ball game, and it's going to be a very tough ball game. It's going to be an old school ball game. It's going to be one down in the trenches. Of course, we was always fortunate enough there at Memorial in my time that we had a stud running back. But I like to think we developed those stud running back, and they were a whole lot better when they left us than they were when they got there. So that's pretty much what we based it on: weight room, brotherhood, and being physical.
Feel the pain, right, Coach?
Yeah, feel the pain.
Feel the pain was something we'd do, in between, during the day, fourth, it was like fourth period. When we're not lifting weights, we're doing this basically legal torture. The worst one was like these monkey bars. You're doing these rusted metal monkey bars, and I don't think anyone's hands are intact after that. But at the end of it, we all shared in that pain. The brotherhood, I think, was critical, and that just
we got a lot of rust off those monkey bars, didn't we?
Clean those up.
Nick, what was the highlight of your senior year? What stood out for you your senior year as a fullback? And I think you said weak side, player on defense. What was your big highlight for you that you kind of remember and you tell people, about the heyday?
I think what's interesting about that senior year is we started that year with this exhibition game in the Alamo Dome, and that was such a big setting. That felt like a preview of where we wanted to go. Coach had really given us these bigger expectations than the program had ever had. It wasn't just about winning the division. That wasn't good enough. You talk a lot about there's nothing better than playing football in December, or it would go from November and then to December. It's always the next thing that we're trying to reach, and I felt like we won that game, and that was a big deal based off of big critical play by Chris Pileggi getting an interception in that game near the end of the game. But that game kind of solidified, I think, for a lot of us that we could play, at any level with anybody in Texas, and we were ready. And then the year went on, and there's so many special things about the year. But the fact of the matter is, the biggest thing that always lives on and stays with you is that brotherhood. I'll say one thing that just will always forever just excite me is back when La Jolla was one school instead of the three that it's been subdivided in. They have this opening song that the team comes out to, and I won't try to imitate it.
It was the Salgan los Coyotes.
Yeah. It was a huge tradition over there. And when we played, La Jolla was a monster, a huge school at that time. And we played that song all week in practice. And it was when the game finally came, they played that song in the stadium, and I just remember my blood was boiling. I think all of us were just like holding each other back from getting on the field. We were just ready to tear into them. We were just so excited. The song became our song, and we were playing away, and I just thought that was such a genius psychological plan on the part of the coaches.
We had never beaten them. We had never beaten them either. I mean, they were, and like Nick nailed it, they were a mega school. They had like 5,000 students at the time. I mean, they come out of the tunnel, right, and they're red, and they just looked intimidating, right? And coach definitely put it in us that we are going to beat this bunch. We are going to beat this bunch, and we played that song over and over. And totally just when that song played, I don't know whether we were more excited that was probably going to be the last time we heard it for a long time, right? But I mean, we were literally like going crazy at almost midfield. Right, just because we were ready to just tear into them, and that's exactly what happened that game. So
that started on Monday during fourth period, and by the time we got to Thursday at fourth period and playing it every day in practice, you can imagine how sick they were of that song.
Yeah.
But that song didn't intimidate us when it came on before the ball game. Like Nick said, it really became our song, and we got more fired up than they did when that song started playing.
Yeah.
All right. So
we had a few of those songs for other teams too. I'm not going to share all the secrets, but we had a few songs.
Not always the same artist.
So before we go to the MacArthur game, Coach, so what was different going into or playing PSG North the second time in the playoffs that year? I mean, because I know the football team lost to them earlier in the season, but when the second round came around, I mean, he's gone again. It wasn't a close game. So we'll talk to Robbie and Nick. So what was the difference for you guys?
So
I believe Coach was actually sick for that game for one.
Yeah. So I remember at the end of it was the second game of the season, and I remember at the end of the first game, I didn't even know Coach wasn't there right when the game ended. Right. Wow. We were just so into the game because, I mean, it came down to the wire, right? And at the end, as we're, I think, going into the locker room, word starts spreading that Coach had, I think, was being rushed to the hospital or, taken away in an ambulance or something, precautionary. So we didn't, back then, this was before phones were, what they are now, and we were just kind of going off of whatever, Coach Kaufman and Coach Treadler were telling us, the coaches and all that. And he was okay, right? He was in the hospital and all that, just kind of more precautionary than anything. But I think Nick nailed it earlier when he said, that we felt like we can play. And I think we probably got a little too big-headed that first game.
Okay.
And it was weird, especially for us seniors, right, that not having Littleton on the sideline.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe that had something to do with it. But I'll tell you what really set us off and Coach will attest to this because I've heard the story plenty of times. Being on the other side of it was in the paper that week, right? The Monitor, Nick.
I know where you're going.
In the paper, they had called us finesse. That we were more of a finesse team. We had a game plan that we practiced all week, right? And then comes, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday, and Coach one of their players, I don't know what it was exactly, but they called us the finesse team, and they were going to be the power or the strength, whatever, right? And I still remember Coach Kaufman coming in, and he's like, screw that. He goes, we're going to change. We're going to run right at them. We're going to run lead. We're going to run dive. We're not going to be running counter in the pitch the whole time. We're going to be running it right down the heart of that defense. And that's what we did. If you go and watch that game, and lead and 30, just the trap and everything. I mean, Nick was probably hurting at the end of that game. But,
I didn't play that game.
We were definitely physical. I mean, it was like, we took that personal.
Yeah.
And Coffin, coincidentally, is the current head coach of PSJ North.
The Kaufman from PSJ North.
Yeah, he was our offensive coordinator. And that was one of 2 games that I couldn't play because of concussions. So, so I wasn't hurting.
In a different way.
He must have been really concussed back then to be concussed, because
he played fullback.
It wasn't a big deal back then. So
no, really, what they call it, getting your bell rung.
Bell rung.
Nick literally had one speed, and it was just balls to the wall. Pardon my language.
No, you're good.
And it showed.
I mean, I remember that being something, a description we really just wanted to destroy. And clearly we lost that game, but I think eventually, I think we destroyed that description.
It mattered
with
when
time.
it was more important.
Yeah.
Well, talking about a finesse team, I mean, and being kind of weak. When Roy saw the videos for the first time, first thing he mentioned was how good that defense was.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's up the field, right? So, I mean, I know Bradley was a star, but to me, the defense stood out when Marco showed me some of those videos. And for me, so obviously the finesse comment, I get it. Like, I can tell just the way you guys are talking about it, right? And back in those days, the paper was gold, right?
Yeah.
Either you want to be in it or you want to know what people are saying. And the papers did a really good job back then of kind of stirring up controversy, in my opinion. And that was nothing wrong with it. I thought that was media back then, right? It wasn't like a show like we have, right, where people are doing TikToks now, and the teams are saying how they want to get into it. But back then, that was a big deal. So I guess Marco, you want to ask Coach a question while we have him?
Yeah. So, Coach, talking about the MacArthur game, I mean, what do you remember about that environment, the crowd, just seeing the home stands full? What do you remember about that day?
It was a very, very special stadium that night. The excitement and everything that went into it all week long. And like you said, looking up there, and they were as thick as ants up there, the people were. You couldn't see anything but people and the yellow towels. Booster Club was nice enough to furnish yellow towels for everybody. And we really played that up. And it was just a special feelings to get a San Antonio team in our home turf. And I never doubted. I really felt like all week long we was going to win that game. We had an opportunity to win it. We came up a little short, but I take my hats off to the kids. We played with them. They had 3 or 4 or 5 Division I players, and we were right there with them. It was a very, very special time, and it really united the city of McAllen and the Valley and McAllen Memorial football to what it is today.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've kind of noticed over the years. Whenever we get a team that far in the playoffs, I mean, everybody in the Valley just rallies around that team. I mean, we saw that this past season with Sherryland baseball, the whole Valley rallying around them. I remember, I think Matthew Kaufman was the quarterback, but we had San Antonio Reagan come down for a playoff game. But yeah, that's one special thing about the Valley, and that night in 2006 was like, McAllen was not the only one there. We had people from everywhere coming to watch that game. So Robbie, Nick, what about you guys? What did you guys remember about the environment and just like looking up and seeing the crowd like that?
Nick, go ahead.
No, I mean, like Coach said, just to see it, people. I remember thinking like, this is probably as close as it is to being in the WWE, and you're just like, I mean, it just felt like showtime. But in the game itself, one of the things outside of PSJ North and Mac High, which were our losses, a lot of those games, the scores were really going up. That we were, we weren't playing. The starters weren't playing all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And I remember against MacArthur, just the speed of the game, you could feel a difference. Just out there on defense, these wide receivers are just out there running their routes, just at a speed that you hadn't seen in a lot of the games, that we'd seen in the regular season, which was. I just remember thinking, like Coach said, just, we're up to the challenge. And it was just, I can't find the right words for it, just excitement,
Yeah. I mean, it was a special night for everybody that was there that night. I mean, yeah.
For
Robbie?
me, Coach had been preaching, Nick touched on it earlier, Coach had been preaching, December football. Right when the playoffs started, the goal was make it to December and special things can happen, right? And we made it to December 1st, right? But December 1st.
Technically, we're there.
But man, the atmosphere was just otherworldly. I mean, there was 2 teams left. I think it was us and Ed Couch, if I remember correctly, that were still playing. What a lot of people don't know, Coach, and correct me if I'm wrong, but
I will.
You had won the flip. Yeah, I know. You had won the flip already with San Marcos, and we would have been at home in the 4th round. Am I right on that?
Oh,
Yes, we won the flip with San Marcos, and I really believe if we had the opportunity to get there, we would have beat them.
Yeah,
I really believe that. Had them here at home,
we would have had a 4th round
but
home game.
ifs and buts for candy and nuts. We all have a Merry Christmas.
I got a question for Coach, because obviously I'm a son of a coach. My dad was a defensive line coach out in Oceanside, California, and I saw a lot of pregame speeches. I had the opportunity to watch one of the best coaches in San Diego history talk to the team, and then I went to high school in Carlsbad, and the Carlsbad coach is also a Hall of Famer. So I've been around coaching and football my whole life. Pregame speeches and halftime speech. Is there anything you remember about that specific game speeches that jumps out to you?
Well, I think we just wanted to make sure our kids were prepared, and the scenery wasn't going to be too big for them. We didn't want it to be too big. We wanted them not to be looking around, and I can't remember exactly what all I said that night. It's been 20 years ago, and but I know that's one thing we wanted. We wanted to make sure that we were ready to play, and that we knew. I think I told them, if you didn't think we could beat them, don't come out of this dressing room. Keep your butt in this dressing room, and we'll go without you. And I'm pretty sure that's one thing I told them.
So, something I'd like to add to, because, Marco was there, and, Hasso and I were there on the field.
Yeah.
But it really felt like we were all together. It really felt like throughout the week, I remember teachers and staff at school, classmates. I mean, there's a brotherhood of players, but at that time, it was just, it was electric. There was an energy in the air amongst, just everyone at that school, and everyone was united with, one vision. Obviously, everyone's got their own thing going on in the daily, but when it came time for that game, it also just felt like, the people in the stands were with us. I mean, it was like Coach just touched on, didn't want us to feel like the moment was too big for us. It felt like us versus them. It felt like this is all about, you've come, to our monster at that time, and I don't think there was any sense of the moment being too big. Hasso,
I think if anything, we had them looking around and they didn't know what to think. When they came out on the field and saw all the people in the stands, all the towels waving, and the band playing, and all the excitement. I don't know that they've seen anything like that all year long. Really and truly.
Yeah,
that's a testimony to the Valley for what they can do when you get to the 3rd round.
I was going to say, I spent time in San Antonio as a youngster, between the Valley, San Antonio, and California. And my brother went to MacArthur. And it's don't get me wrong, it's a great school, and they have a pretty good history. But what I do know is they don't have 10,000 people going to their games.
No,
right?
No.
And then I can tell that they probably had this thing of, wow, like, where are we, right? Because the Valley coming together is unique when it does happen, and it happens every year. I mean, we just
Yeah.
had it with Brownsville Vets a couple years ago when they went to the semifinal, right? Where, we were having, barbecues just to watch it, and the whole, my whole family got together just to watch the game on TV. I have one last question for me, Marco, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Robbie. Is there any stories that you remember that year that you haven't thought about in a long time that kind of jumps out that's PG rated?
It is going on YouTube, so there has to be some filter.
A little bit. We like to have a little fun with this. Is there anything that kind of, that resonates with you that maybe you haven't talked about in a while? And something you can say?
Geez, not really. I mean, everything just kind of ties into, we man, it's hard. It's hard to explain a single story that maybe I haven't thought of, but geez, Nick, I don't know. Do you have one? It's
I have. All my stories are related to things I did, so I don't want to make myself.
Yeah.
But
no, I want to hear.
I have to tell. So
you're one of the co-stars, Nick. It is about you.
Let me tell one story. We had this, and Coach. I think this is one of the few times Coach really got pissed at me. We used to have the McAllen Convention Center. That's been torn down.
Yeah. I remember that story.
Yeah. And we had.
You were an idiot.
So now I definitely want to hear this story.
Mackay and Rowe and all the McAllen schools together in one building, because we were going to have an opportunity to hear from an astronaut, Mike Fossum, who
I remember that.
Has a school named after him here, and what an opportunity that is. And so they at the very end of it, they had a Q&A. They said, hey, line up if you got a question for the astronaut, which is an opportunity that I decided to make about ourselves. I get up there and I grab the mic, and I got, we got all the schools in there. It's the beginning of the year. And I said, Mike, are you going to be here in town when Memorial beats Rowe and Mackay in football? And just the place just kind of erupted. And then, but the story continues, though. So the week leading into our game against Mackay, I had a concussion in practice. And so, you get a concussion, you can't play the game. And then I have a cousin, Audrey Lewis. She was the mascot for Mackay, and she says, they took your quote and they put it on all the lockers in the locker room before the game.
I love that.
And this is Thursday night, and I'm like, you're kidding me. I was like, I can't miss this game. And I get my dad, I'm like, Dad, sign a waiver or something. So he signed a waiver that waives, I don't know what the hell the waiver does. So, he signs a waiver to try to get me to play this game, because I desperately want to play this game. And so, sure enough, I suit up for that game, but I shadowed Coach from the beginning to the end of that game, desperate for him to call my number. Coach knew better. But, yeah, that's the end of that story.
I got to hear Coach's side of it. Coach, what do you remember about the astronaut, and how mad are you about Nick for doing that? Oh, we got no audio for Coach.
Oh, man.
Coach, we can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
It's probably for the best.
I got to rewind a little bit, because obviously I got a question. Not a question, but I want to make sure I hear this right. So the convention center had all the schools there, and you go up and tell the rival school, are you going to be there when you kick their butts? Is basically what happened.
Mike Fossum was a graduate of Mackay, and I really should have asked him about his rare experience going to space, but I asked him if he was going to be in town to see us beat Rowe and Mackay, just because I wanted to, because we were very confident going into that year. We knew what we had. So,
Coach, can you hear us? Can you talk? Oh,
Coach,
no,
we
Coach,
can't hear
no
you.
audio for Coach.
Miss Littleton, help.
Yeah.
Maybe log out and go back in.
Sure. Yeah. I'm
See what you got, Marco.
gonna kick him out, and then he can rejoin.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can read mine.
So before he comes back, so both of you guys, I want you guys to think of something you want to ask Coach, like something, just thinking back 20 years or whatever, something you want to ask Coach, something you're thankful for because of Coach. And with my luck, he's not going to come back this time, but I hope he does. So think about that a little bit. But man, I remember Mike Fossum coming down. Now that you brought that up, I remember that. So Roy, he has a middle school named after him here in McAllen.
Who does?
Mike Fossum, the astronaut. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you should have had Nick under it saying his part.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they.
Man. Like, I that's something I would do, to be honest with you. And it just sounds fun. And
Yeah.
I don't know you, Nick, but I feel like we would have been friends in high school. My crew would have done something stupid like that. We were a bunch of jocks and knuckleheads. And yeah, that just to have that moment and to say something like that to me, it's probably like you're like, oh, this is the best. And then everybody looks at you like, maybe that wasn't that good.
It was all high fives until we got back to the locker room. And
Yeah.
What was the punishment? What was the punishment?
Coach wants to see you in his office. I was like,
Oh God. Yeah, much like how I mentioned about the PSG North game, we gave them material, right? We gave them
you don't want to do
material
that.
to get fired up for the game. We didn't need that. We didn't need that year.
Yeah, I mean, Mac High took that personally that year, Nick.
With Coach
Roll,
Harris.
maybe not so much.
What was another game that you guys remember that we can, kind of stuck out to you guys? Robbie, maybe I can have you go first, because obviously I think after the loss to PSG North, you guys went on a run. If I read this right, you guys actually, that was a loss, but then you guys kind of gave it to people after that.
I think we scored 70 points like 3 or 4 times that year.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a fun year. We did end up losing to Mac High in district, right? And that was one of those where we just felt like probably a little bit of overconfidence, like in not, and then Nick giving them a whole bunch of material, right, to highlight.
I don't think it's probably lost.
But I think they had just lost to someone the week before or something like that. Or no, I think they lost the week after to like Rio Grande City or something like that.
Okay.
So something happened that, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe just because Nick wasn't playing, maybe Nick was
Pull back, weak side DN's not there. He's decleating people.
Right.
He's giving the astronauts
flying up in the air.
I was taught the chop block, and after that, that was the only way I wanted to block. I think our rematch. I hope Coach is able to hop back on. I hope so. I think our rematch against PSG North in the playoffs felt like a big deal. It felt like, it was a big deal, but in the sense that, we had lost to them earlier in the season, and it was kind of a looking in the mirror moment where, a lot of the games, we developed this swagger that Hasso's kind of hinted at, where maybe we got a little too cocky at times. And I think going into that game, everyone just had a straight face about the work that needed to get done. And for me, that also was a pivotal game for me because I didn't play the previous game, and so I wanted to be a difference maker. And I know that I was able to get involved in a sack or two in that game, and I'm sure Hasso pancaked about 10 different people. No, I don't know about that far, but that was that was a big time game, and that just felt like a real gridlock. I can't remember I can't remember the final score. It wasn't one of these scores where we blew it up like crazy, like some of the regular season games, but it did just feel like a tight back and forth
I
game.
think we won
They
35
were-
to 28 or something like that. I think it was a one-score game,
Yeah, it was tight.
42 to 28, something like that.
The second PSG North game,
Yeah.
it was when I was looking up, it was 36 to 15 or something like that.
We're wrong.
It wasn't as tight as we thought.
It wasn't that close, yeah.
Now, Kaufman obviously now with PSG North runs like a veer kind of, difference. Did you guys run that back in the day where you guys were like a veer team, or what type of team were you?
No, I mean the offense we run, the offense Memorial still runs to this day is the same offense we ran when we were in high school, and I can attest to that because I coached there. I resigned 2.5 years ago, and to the day I resigned, I mean I coached offensive line there, and it was the exact same offense, and the exact same verbiage, and I mean the blocking scheme, everything, so nothing changed. Coffin kind of opens it up a little bit. He gets in the gun a little bit more and
Yeah.
all that. The verbiage, the terminology, the scheme is all the same, so he just does it under a little bit more exotic formations and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I don't know if Coach is going to jump back on, but for me,
So I text. It says he can't come back on. It said he's been permanently removed.
good
I don't know,
job.
so maybe because he got back on and on. Well, I mean, to me, like I always like to hear what former athletes, what their coach taught them, right? And I think for you guys, I can just tell by looking at you and having your coach on here that he did some pretty cool things for you guys. I'll start with Nick. What did Coach teach you? I don't know what your profession now is, but something that kind of resonates from your high school career that Coach was involved in that maybe you use or that is something that stands out from you when you were young that you think about now that Coach did for you.
I think one of the things that, and I'm sure, I would imagine your great football coaches are this way, is he wasn't hyper fixated on the things that everyone else had their attention on. He really glorified people that did their job. We'd watch film together on Saturday mornings after the games, and we'd sit there and he'd have this laser pointer, and he'd point out certain players, whether it's D linemen that aren't actually involved with the tackle or offensive linemen that no one's watching, and he's showing how from the whistle to the end of the whistle they're doing everything right, they're executing. And he would talk a lot about how just taking your job seriously has a larger payoff, especially in the sense, with the brotherhood. And, if you got one guy that's just killing themselves doing their job and no one else is doing it together, then it's not going to pay off. But to me, how well does that translate in the real world? I mean, I think it's critical. I mean, to just focus on your own job and not be over here competing with the guy to your left or your right and trying to see, how can I do that or that? Just instead knowing exactly what your task is. And once there's a little bit of relief that came with that too as a football player, is knowing, I don't need to be the guy. I don't need to be Robbie Salinas and doing a crazy release at the line, or I don't need to be Bradley Stevens and running 200 yards. I need to be Nick Moore, and I need to block for Bradley. I need to be weak side linebacker and stuff this run. That's all I need to do. And I have my rules and I have my parameters. And so it just was about doing your job. And I thought, I think you can take that lesson with you forever.
I agree. How about you, Robbie?
For me, I mean, I saw it firsthand. Working under Coach Littleton was, the relationships that you have with kids, man. He took a lot of pride in bringing a kid that was down or that maybe wasn't so good at doing his job, and he wanted to get him right. And he really took it amongst himself to grab a kid, give him a good hug, and make him feel appreciated when they did, make him sure that they felt that they were doing their job right, and he's just such a good motivator. He is still just. He really knows how to ignite a fire in some kids, and having seen it, firsthand, I mean, dude, it's special, man. It really is. It was really a blessing to be able to work under him. and play for him. So totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh, go ahead, Marco.
I was gonna say, so he's not able to come on, but I sent him the YouTube link. He says he's on now, so he can at least get to watch. So what was your last thing, Roy?
No,
Before
for
we
me,
do that.
I like hearing stuff like this, man,
Mm-hmm.
because I've had coaches. I'm still in contact with my college coach, right? My high school coach was my dad. I was a shot putter, so my dad still tells me about shot put, and just people that come into your life that tell you things. And he talked about being a weight room guy and getting 5 guys that he started with that 200 pounds, right? And then at the end of it, there was 40. Right. So I can hear in his voice that was important. He talked about toughness and being able to be prepared. He used like motivation stuff. Like that's old school, right?
Yeah.
Song.
No, dude, and it's crazy because one day, I'll never forget. We went into we were upstairs in the equipment room, right? Well, this is when I was coaching, and we're digging through some stuff, kind of cleaning out, right? And we found an old trophy, right? And this is how important it was to him.
Yeah.
Right. He had a trophy made for guys that could bench over. I think it was either 250. It wasn't a number that was ridiculous, right? It wasn't 300. It wasn't 325. He had a big old trophy, a big old buff dude, right, holding like a big old, like deadlifting or something.
Schwarzenegger.
It was a trophy for guys that could bench over a certain amount, right? And he wanted people to take some pride and earn it that they could get on this trophy, right? Because he wanted very much for the team to be strong. I still remember I'll never forget, we're at a JV game, and I think I was a freshman coach at the time, a young freshman coach, right? And I think I went over with him to the JV game after our freshman game finished, right? So we're traveling to the game. We get to the game, and I think we are just absolutely belt to ass, right? I think we're winning like 50 something to 0, right?
Yeah.
And we're walking up to the fence, and I'm like, man, coach, like, how does a team get to that point? Like what's the difference here that the correlation just that a team develops so well, and this is at the JV level, right? And the other team just cannot hang. And he definitely that was the first thing he said. He goes, you gotta take some pride in the weight room, and that was definitely the foundation of his program. And we had some awesome coaches, man. And, he definitely wanted to make us tough, and he wanted to make us strong. So everything we did in the off season was built around that. Come hell or high water, and he'll tell you the exact same thing. And I'm quoting him, come hell or high water, we're going to lift weights 3 weeks. We're going to lift weights 3 weeks, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
If there was only 3 days, for whatever reason, there's 3 days in the school week, we're going to lift those 3 days, right? Because it was that important. It was that important. And working alongside with him, right, being in the weight room, he would sit there and he would count reps on each kid. He was making sure that each kid, you would think he's not paying attention, right? And he's there counting reps. Hey, Hasso, get after him. He did 9 instead of 10 or whatever. And he was always, he kept us on our toes, and he kept the kids on their toes. Because it was damn important to him, and that's part of the reason he's had so much success.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's cool to hear just how much coaches can affect or have an impact on people's lives. I mean, still this many years later, I mean it's something that you guys have grown up and instilled in your lives now. I mean, so heading to the more emotional side of this. So what's one thing that you want to tell coach, like after 20 years since you played for him, and Robbie, you've coached alongside him. I mean, what's something that you'd like to tell coach, thank coach about, or something that you've always wanted him to know?
Oh man. Him and I have had plenty of conversations, but he's very much like a father figure, man. For me, especially, he and not that my dad isn't around or anything, but he was just, when we were in school, and then when I was working, I was around him way more than I was around my dad, So He's definitely one of those guys that just he loves hard and he teaches you how to love, and man, he's just a special person. Someone that I'm hold near and dear in my heart forever. So that's definitely that.
God.
All right.
Sorry, I know.
Have you seen what the question yet?
I gotta get into the stage is yours, Nick.
I'm not, same thing. I've had a lot of.
I'll put you front and center. Put you front and center.
I've had a lot of good chats with Coach, and I think he knows how I feel. I mean, I think he's a foundational person in my life. I don't know who I am without his incorporation in my life. One of the things that Hasso was talking about is his ability to see everyone on the team and around him, and I think that was one of the things that elevated me at the time. Is I felt like he could see me. When I was either a freshman or even a JV, he pulled me aside and talked to me about, if I wanted to play varsity when I was in JV for a stint in sophomore year, and pulled me up. And, he knew how to find the tougher side of you, but in a way that, I don't know, just helped you believe in yourself. And so, I love Coach. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I just, I think he's a great man, and I think his ability. I don't know if there is a whole grand scheme he has at play when he's coaching about building a brotherhood. If he's doing little things that are intentional, I'm sure there is with all the years he's done it. But he gave us a brotherhood. Hasso and I, we see each other as brothers, among others on that team that I could name, everybody. And it's just incredibly special that you can't place value on that. And only, and that was something he created for us. So I'm just forever grateful for that.
Marco, I got one last question before you close us out.
Go for it.
Nick, how's the astronaut career going?
I asked the wrong questions. Never got off the ground.
I feel like your career was kind of stopped.
Got a Boca Chica.
I'll throw it back to you, Marco, to finish it up.
All right. Before we wrap up, we ask all our guests this. It's a ongoing argument me and Roy are having, but I'm obviously winning it. So
whatever.
Hasso, tacos or burritos?
Owns a restaurant, man. Do you sell burritos at your restaurant?
It's tacos. Hell no, we sell tacos. maybe in California, but
I know.
Gotta when in Rome,
I'm
dude.
losing here.
Tacos. It's tacos.
All right,
Come on,
Nick.
help me out, man. Any way you say burrito?
No way. I saw the star of Obsession. Her name's Indy Navarrete, right?
Yeah, I just watched that today.
She said burritos, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That was like the first knock on that person for me. I was like, "Everything you've done besides that has been perfect. It's tacos."
Coach says tacos also.
Oh man,
I'm sorry, Roy.
No, that's all right. I think it's like 70 tacos and like 10 burritos.
Yeah.
But we did have one team we went to the media day, me and Marco, for Southland for UTRGV, and we asked them that question. And we had one team where both the players said burrito, so that was the only claim to fame I had.
Roy, where do you get the best burrito in town?
Well, there's not
besides Don Pepper.
That's the problem, is that there's one place I go to in Brownsville, because I live in Rancho Viejo. There's a place called the Burrito Spot, and they have big fat burritos. So outside of that, Taco Palenque has one, but they're kind of small, not a big deal on them. And everybody talks about Chipotle, but other than that, the Valley is not a burrito place. Okay. I know what I'm getting into for sure. The best thing I can do is ask people if they go to Chipotle, right? But Chipotle is almost like the Taco Bell of Mexican food, right? Because like if you say you like Chipotle, but you don't like Don Pepe's, right? You're like, what kind of dude are you? What are we doing here? So, I think now Marco just asked just because he knows I'm going to lose every time.
Keep doing it.
So we have something, and I am losing. Like we had a whole show about the best biscuit, just for an hour, and we had like 100 people watching us talk about biscuits. And we went to Church's biscuits, we went Roadhouse biscuits, we went
Red Lobster.
Golden
Red
Chip.
Lobster.
We went everywhere with the biscuits.
Red Lobster's pretty damn good.
Red Lobster is another good one.
Just, yeah,
Go to Roadhouse and ask for to have them grilled.
That's true.
Have them grilled at Roadhouse.
Oh.
Hold on.
Hey,
Yeah.
you need to talk about that. You got to expand on that.
I mean, no, you just go and just when you bring you the biscuits. Just tell them you want them grilled.
Really?
Put a griddle in the back, and dude, I mean, that guy, man.
A grilled. Man, I'm on a diet, Bobby. So
Same.
I had a cheat meal, and I'm not doing too well.
You know what? I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to ask for that tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a bad time for salads, Roy. So good luck.
It's funny, dude. Like it's so. But I'm doing my best, and I got to get rid of this baby weight. So I stopped being an athlete in 2003. So that's when I finished up with college, being a shot putter, and ever since then, I would say it's going downhill when it comes athletically. But we're trying. But now I appreciate you guys doing this, man. I appreciate Coach for doing this. I think it's great. I think it's a story that I just think it's cool hearing people talk about it. So I thank you guys for doing this for us. And I know Marco, it's a little bit more for him because he was there, right? And you know he talks about his glory baseball days. So I don't know if you guys were ever playing baseball because Marco can talk about that.
No, they were never played baseball.
Okay, you would know. So I'll let Marco finish it up.
Yeah. So I mean, again, guys, just thank you for coming on. We were hoping that when we put this out that we'd be able to get at least somebody that was on that team. So I thank both of you for doing this. Coach also says thanks for having him. Coach and Robbie and Nick, again, we appreciate this from all you guys. It was fun talking to you about this and you know, just kind of thinking back on high school, which I hadn't done in a while, but it kind of brings back the young energy that I used to have. So yeah, so again, thank you guys for coming on, and I hope you guys have a good night.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to talk about all that stuff again and reminisce and all that. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it was. And man, Nick, I'm clipping that Mike Fossum story. So I'll tag it when I tag it when I put it up.
We'll put you in an astronaut suit. We're gonna mess with you. So prepare. Be prepared for that to be all over.
You're gonna be the photo, the portrait for the YouTube for the podcast.
We'll have a little meme where I could have been an astronaut, but I said a bad question at the McAllen Convention Center.
Probably wondering how I ended up here.
All right,
yeah,
fellas,
so
appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for doing this.
Yeah,
thanks a lot.
All
right, good night.
Have a good night.
You too. All right,
Marco, you got to go back to high school, man. High school, you.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, just I haven't thought or talked with many people from my high school days in a long time. So I mean,
remember those guys pretty well.
Oh yeah, like I mean, we were in classes together. It's just we never played sports together. Nick and Robbie, they were football players. They never played baseball, so we never crossed our paths like that. But I mean, yeah, I knew them from classes. I mean, even we were a big school. I mean, or at a somewhat big school. We had like, I believe 450 or something in our graduating class that year. But still, it's like mostly everybody knew each other. I mean, it was just that kind of environment. And
was that the junior high they were talking about?
Kathy, yeah. So that's the one I went to also.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, I remember. I don't think that class lost a football game in junior high.
Oh, they were good back then?
Oh yeah,
and Bradley was there too?
Yeah.
Well,
Imagine. No, I'm just saying.
here, if he moved here, I have no idea.
Oh no, yeah, he was there the whole time. Like you heard about Bradley before he got to middle school. So like think about, I think they were saying there was 21 or something seniors on that team in 2006. I mean, those 20 guys were playing football in 7th grade, 8th grade together. Yeah, I don't think they lost a game in middle school. So, I mean, when you have that core of guys, it's like, I mean, yeah, they were good the entire time they were playing.
Well, now you got son Littleton doing his thing in Raymondville, I believe.
Oh yeah,
he's a coach there, and I believe, I don't want to mess that up. I'm 99% sure it's Raymondville, but I know he's coming to get a good season coming up for him. They had a great season last year with it, so I'm excited to dig into that school, dig into the new stuff, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, this show is all about them. So I don't even want to mess it up and talk about anything else because we have a bunch of stuff, but we'll just talk about it Wednesday. I don't think.
We have time for that. But like, yeah, it's just like I said. One day I was just thinking about this, and it turned into a story, and then turned into a whole show. Like, I honestly, I was like, nobody's gonna read this. Nobody's gonna care about this. And then it blows up. It's like nothing that I expected happened from it. Like, but I mean, just hearing from you how interesting it was, that from Coach how factual it was, which is a compliment to me. I like to be as factual as I can. So I'm glad it got to him. I think he said one of an assistant coach or something sent it to him.
Sent him.
Yeah, so I'm glad that it got to him, and I'm glad that we got to the point where we were able to have him on the show. So yeah, it definitely meant a lot to me, and I hopefully you got hopefully what was I saying? Hopefully you got a little insight into Valley football at that time. Yeah. But this is just one of those teams that you remember.
No, I did, and like I said, I was in California. Actually, at that point I was already done with school. I was already in the real world working for Wells Fargo at that point. But I still kept on and followed that stuff because I had a cousin that played in that era.
Oh, okay.
The same era, 6 through 9. Where he was playing. And I had another cousin that played in Los Fresnos. So, back then, though, there wasn't YouTube. Back then, there was net zero. And you had to, listen to games back then.
I remember that.
There was no highlights. You had to actually, the internet was around, obviously. Yeah. But you had to go to like this streamer. And it was all audio. You couldn't even watch a game. You had to find a stream to listen to it. And I remember trying to listen to it. Like my cousin ended up playing against Austin Westlake, and they played against Nick Foles. And I remember listening to that. And I think at the end there might have been some videos, like very new. So that was a great era. And then think about McAllen Memorial now, man. They had Bradley Stevens and they had the Spate brothers.
Yep.
They'll have one of the Spate brothers there, Braxton, who is of G and is going to go nuts this year for McAllen Memorial. So for you as an alumni, you're going to like him because he ran for 2,000 yards last year.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I've always kind of been amazed by, like since then, was just, and Coach even said it was just how many amazing running backs have come through that school.
Yeah,
like
I named 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
like it's
A&M. Spates didn't he go like to one of the other Spates went to like Notre Dame or some big school, right?
I think one went to Stanford, I think. Yeah,
you're right.
And he was
good. He played.
Who is that? The really good running back in Carolina?
McCaffrey?
Yeah, he was McCaffrey's backup, I think, at Stanford.
I remember that, and I was like, "Oh wow, there's a guy from the Valley at Stanford."
Yeah,
like and McAllen Memorial, right? So the history of that school and the history of Coach is just legendary, and I'm glad that we were able to do that. And I'm hoping we can get some more of these type of deals happen. And football season starting, so it's going to be tough, right? So this might be something we put kind of on the back burner until next off season.
Well, I mean, we're going to be talking about teams from the past. I mean, we might be able to get some players and even coaches if they're not coaching anymore. You never know.
I mean, there's a lot of great teams. I have an article that I've had it done for like 6 months. An article about my dad's team in Los Fresnos. And
okay.
I talked to you about this, but got to give my dad some love in Los Fresnos, our hometown. So they were a top 5 team in the state. They went to Piedmont and played in the playoffs, I think the second or third round, and they got into a fight. And, and an off-duty police officer went on the field and sprayed mace on only the Los Fresnos players. And they had people charging the field. It was a big fight. And they only kicked out Los Fresnos players.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there's like a backstory to that. My dad's team was a passing team. Yeah. And they wet the field and soaked it. And then the refs said, hey, we're kicking out 7 or 8 starters. On top of that, you guys got to be on the field in 5 minutes or you guys are forfeiting. So my dad has said that he couldn't even see when he was getting back on the field because of what happened. So that's a story that I got that hopefully I can get. Obviously, my pops will join if I ask him. But, I'd like to get more people. He had a really big time all-state quarterback on that team. I was at a Los Fresnos game 2 years ago, and they had on the Jumbotron, what was the best defense ever. And, shout out to YouTube Women's Soccer. Shout out. And they gave years. And my dad's year was on one of the options in 1971. And that was the answer, the best defense ever.
Oh, wow.
He also played with Leo Aguilar, who passed away in a football incident on campus.
Yeah.
So that's really a lot of stories. So that one, I have a passion for because that's my family, right? My family's in Los Fresnos. But we have other stories that we can mess with and talk about that. We're going to hopefully get that going. And if anybody has an idea or send us a message on social media. Yeah. Send us a message on any social medias and we can look into it. And we got a pretty packed schedule coming up. We have some, I don't want to announce it yet because I want to confirm it, but we had a couple commitments for UTRG. We got a quarterback, we got a lineman. So quarterback Chase from Dripping Springs. We just got a commitment from Wyatt Mogus from Katy, big time, lineman that had offers from FBS and people in the conference. And then we just got one today from Braxton, which is a big one for him. He's a 3-star guy, I believe. And all of them have been cool enough. I got some quotes from all of them. And I'm dropping some articles for Wyatt tomorrow. And I already have that article done. And he gave us, he gave us some quotes. And then I have Braxton also that gave us some quotes. And I have that article almost done. So we're going to celebrate these commitments that we had. And, we don't have to do it now, but we'll bring up their highlights and share them. This Wednesday, we have the basketball. Yeah. We got Luis Ramirez from Los Fresnos, a walk-on basketball player that's going to come join us and talk about the basketball team. And
one of the 2 players that came back.
Yeah, only 2 players and the whole team came back. We dropped the article today about basketball, and it was JoJo Anderson was on the podium. Something cool I didn't know is must know Kendrick Perkins, the center for Boston, because Kendrick Perkins retweeted his press conference. And so I put that in the article to say. So
did you tag Kendrick? Did you tag Kendrick Perkins in the article?
I didn't.
You should have.
I should have. I dropped the rock down.
Just post it again, and this time tag him in it.
I can add him as an @.
Well, not anymore. You only get like an hour.
No. Like under the article, I can put him as an @.
But you can't edit the tweet. That's what I mean.
No, I can't. But I can put an @ so he looks at it and he'll show the article. So, or I can retweet it and then.
Well, that's what I meant. Just retweet it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll retweet it.
Yeah.
Big Perk, shares it. I'm a fan of Big Perk. I like Big Perk. I don't know if
Yeah.
he got laid off though. ESPN laid off a bunch of dudes and a lot of people this week.
Well, they
They
kept
laid off
Pat
Cam Newton.
McAfee.
Well,
That was it.
the star.
Yeah, they left Ryan Clark, I think one of them, right?
I think Cam Newton's gone.
Mm.
Ravitch is gone. He was there a bunch of years. I remember watching him since I was young.
Mm.
So ESPN is kind of dialed back. ESPN is basically Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee now. I think what they're doing now is they're realizing that those are their stars, and everybody else they don't either care about. I guess I don't know. I mean, they're just throwing people in now.
I haven't watched aside from Pam. I watch her stuff, but
Pam is a star, man. Shout out to Pam Maldonado, man, because now that I have her on social media, she is legit, and she breaks it down.
Yeah, and something she put today, I think, coming up, she's going to be on ESPN for like
3 hours.
Like 3 hours talking football. So whenever we see that, whenever she posts it, I'll post it so we can watch it. But man, aside from her, I haven't watched any ESPN in at least a decade.
Well, to be honest, that's probably the reason why they're funneling through these personalities.
Yeah,
because they don't need I used to watch NBA Countdown back in the day. It was like something big.
Yeah,
you watch it before the games.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody does that anymore. It's not as prevalent anymore. Yeah. It's almost like independent guys like us. If we do a pregame, we'll probably get more attention because it's independent and people like more independent now rather than stuff. So like we talked about doing that halftime show with Saddle Up.
Oh yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's just little ideas like that. So we can, look at that. But yeah, that was a big one. But yeah, Pam Maldonado, you guys, if you guys don't follow her on social media and you're sports fans, do yourself a favor. Go check her out. And check out the show we did with her because she was really good on that show.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we're even tangentially acquainted with somebody on ESPN is cool.
It is. She probably little rode me though on the show. The tacos and burritos. She was like, "Well, I don't even know you." I was like, "Damn!" She moted me. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that, but I remember hearing about her.
This small.
I remember her taco store in Mexico City, but I don't remember her doing that to you.
Oh, yeah. She little broed me. That was kind of funny. But what are you gonna say? I can't say nothing. She's a star. I'm not. I'm just some lackey, right? So I couldn't say anything. But she definitely was cool. And following her was cool.
Oh, was it when you asked her about what she wanted to cover?
I don't know. I probably said something dumb.
I remember you asked her about an event she wanted to cover, but she doesn't cover things.
I know. I messed up. All right, I'm not perfect.
No, I don't remember what you're talking about. So I guess it wasn't that obvious. But so one thing they said during the interview that I didn't know, we would have had a 4th round home game if we had won.
That was a cool nugget. San Marcos, he had already won the toss.
Man, I didn't know that.
That means he won 2 tosses. Because remember, he said there's 1 toss to figure it out, and the second toss.
Yeah. So what I told you before was correct. Yeah. So they have to win. If the coaches don't agree, they have to win twice. Yeah.
Right. And he won twice, 2 times.
Yeah. I mean, because those schools weren't going to want to come down to the Valley.
Nobody. They're like, they think it's dangerous down here.
I mean, I don't know if it's still like this, but I remember at that time, like the people up there the 3rd round is just called Valley Week. Like that's where they know they're going to get the Valley schools and advance to the 4th round.
My brother actually got kicked out of MacArthur. Knucklehead. My big bro, he got kicked out of both schools that he went to in San Antonio. I think he went to Roosevelt and MacArthur.
Okay.
and he got kicked out of both schools. And then we went back to California. He was just going crazy. He
Yeah.
didn't want to be in San Antonio. He wanted to move back to California, so he was rebelling. Big bro.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, and man, so when I was doing the research for the article, so MacArthur won the 4th round game against San Marcos.
So he went to the 5th round.
Like they won it by at least a couple touchdowns, and so MacArthur went. MacArthur went to the state semis when they made it to the 5th round, and just thinking like, if we'd beat MacArthur, I mean I'm not going to say we would have won, but like, it's likely we could have beaten San Marcos and made it to the state semi. That would have been even crazier. And then
having a 4th round at home too.
And then imagine Coach wins those tosses and you have a state semifinal at home. That's crazy.
Amazes me that they use a coin toss Friday Night Light style.
Well, I mean, how else are you going to pick? I mean, it's the easiest way.
It is.
I mean,
oh, look, I got a full screen mode here. Look at this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's your first time on the computer.
It's like I don't know what to look at. I can share stuff, and I'm scared. I'm going to mess with it one day, but I think we're good, man. I think we'll get ready for the basketball one, and I'll see if I can get some more people on that one. Yep. And then I feel like we're going to be able to talk to some of these recruits. August 2nd, I can say he already agreed to it. Braxton said he's going to come on August 2nd.
The recruit.
Yeah,
or Braxton Spates.
No, not Braxton Spates. Sorry, the Braxton that just committed to UCRGV.
Oh, okay. Like the one right before the show.
Yeah, the one that's today.
Okay.
Braxton Moore.
Okay, cool.
He's graduating winter. He's from Rowlett High School, and he runs a 4.4 140. Let's see what else we got here. He had offers from Lamar, Georgetown, from the Dallas area, Texas A&M, Texarkana.
Texarkana. Texarkana.
I don't know. I have no idea. It sounds right to me. So
but he's an athlete, right? He's not like a specific position.
Cornerback, wide receiver, 6 foot.
Oh, okay, I thought I saw athlete on his thing.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun to have. And we'll talk about it more. So if you guys, please follow the website because we got some stuff dropping tomorrow. Tomorrow I have Coach Langford. I have an article about Coach Langford. He was featured on an interview from the high school coaches clinic. And I did an article based on that. So that's a cool one. I have the mini interviews from Aiden and from Malachi from the Vaquero Outfitter event that we did yesterday. So I got those. I don't know if I'm going to drop everything in one day. I might separate some of them. So I got those.
Well,
I got the solo story. That's going to be fun.
The website is called ditvsports.com.
Pull it up, son. Actually, let me try. Can I try?
Yeah. So, let's spread it out because I got a lot of stuff I'm posting too. So, this week leading up to fall camp, which starts Wednesday, we're gonna start releasing our
Can you see it?
Yes, but
is it working?
Well, hide and unhide your thing on the layers.
Oh, I forgot how to do that. Hide and unhide. So now we go here.
So press the I. There you go.
Okay. And then can I go back to it, or how does that work?
Take off the I. Yeah, you can go back. You can go to the tab now.
We're good here?
Yep.
All right.
I can see what you're doing.
I've actually posted it already for Langford. I just haven't shared it. I just put it out there. So if you want to check that article out, we've obviously done a couple things on football. So we have the media day that we did for Marco. Eddie Lee, another one that just came out recently. Eddie Lee is on the watch list for Saskatchewan. How do you pronounce that, dog?
Saskatchewan.
Whatever, the Rough Riders. So he went up there and threw for them. So the GM asked to see him. He went out there. That picture is actually the picture he posted on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
So he was at Mosaic Stadium, and he went out there and threw for them, and then he was able to get on their like potential signing list.
The
that's
negotiation list or whatever it's called.
Negotiation list. So we highlighted that. He did an interview with Saddle Up where he talked about CFL. So I wanted to make sure we gave our boys some shout outs, and we were able to talk about that. And then obviously linked him there. Nayla Harris. I don't know if everybody knew this, but we have a baller athlete, track athlete. She placed 6th in the U.S. Track and Field Championship that just happened this weekend. She ran 11:09.
Nice.
A stud that is from here that was that went to school here and redshirted. I gotta ask her if she's. I don't know if she's coming back because she redshirted this outdoor season. So I don't know if she's coming back. I reached out to her. She's really cool, but obviously she doesn't. She's not going to jump on the show though. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I asked. It doesn't hurt to ask.
No, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but she's obviously busy, so we have that there. What else we got? I have the tight end. I have a couple more position groups to jump on and get done there. The basketball one we did also today. So I posted that with Chambers.
Yeah.
So Chambers kind of talked about how he was going to do some getting some of the playbook into it, and he decided to cut that and go straight into building this thing as a team because he has a lot of athletes. And JoJo Anderson, that's the Kendrick Perkins one right here.
Hey.
Yeah, man. So take a look at that if you guys are getting excited about basketball. They've been on a lot of the news channels recently. Yeah. So that's dope. They've been able to get the story out, get the excitement out, and be able to get people excited for what they're going to do because I see them having a huge season.
I can see it, man.
I think they are.
Hey, Ray, when is that Upper Valley Volleyball Media Day?
Oh, that's coming up, isn't it?
Well, that's what he says, but the Lower Valley is the one coming up this week. Upper Valley is the one I'm interested. The one on this side. It's closer to me.
It says here the negotiated list is the equivalent to NFL practice squad, but the CF. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's still big.
That's a big one.
Yeah. So I've got a lot of stuff coming too. So
what do you got?
This week, Friday morning at McAllen. Ooh. Okay. Let's go, Ray. Let's go to that. So once you give me the go ahead, I'm gonna start dropping the shorts and stuff and articles from Media Day. Yeah. So hopefully we can get all that stuff out this week. Because fall camp does start on Wednesday. And then I've got an article done previewing District 31 6A for volleyball.
Nice.
So I'm gonna start putting out previews for all districts in the valley for volleyball. Because their season starts a lot sooner. Like I think their first game is like August 8th or something. So I'm gonna put all that out before they start, and then I'm gonna be doing the same thing before high school football starts. But high school doesn't start till like the 28th, so we've got more time to do that.
And we got. Well, sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
I need to check my work schedule, but this one is in McAllen, so I'm planning on going to this. Ray,
the volleyball one?
Yes. He just says then at the last second Marco cancels, and I will laugh.
That was me. Actually, that was both of us.
I want to go to this one because I'm doing an article, and the athlete is going to be there. I would like to try to get a quote. Well, hopefully the athlete is there, but yeah. So I've got 31 6A dropping for volleyball, then all the Southland stuff, the media day stuff that we're going to start putting out. What else do we got this week? We'll have this week's press conferences for UTRGV basketball whenever they drop those.
It's getting fun.
I know.
And it's going to get even crazier in August.
Well, it's gonna start getting crazier. I guess Wednesday. Let's see what football starts putting out.
I mean, they're going to have press conferences too.
Yeah,
right? So we can give a fan perspective. And for everybody that knows, obviously, we're not there.
No.
Right? We're not media credentialed, but we like to put together a fan's perspective of these press conferences.
Yeah.
So that's what Marco does. That's what I do. Just trying to give people a different look on what they say, why it matters to us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're not professional writers or anything. I mean, it's just we're kind of asking questions or trying to put information out there that a fan would want to know. Like, when you see like regular media reporting, a lot of the times it's just like, this is what happened, this is what they said, and we try to put a little bit more of the answers in there. I mean, so
and more questions.
Yeah, and more questions.
What does it mean?
Yeah. And it's been fun. And then, like I said, we're getting down on the volleyball countdown. We're at
34,
at 33, I think, today.
Yeah,
and then so we're getting close to that. Once we get to 25, I'll get to start using actual players. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, man, I'm probably more excited for this volleyball season now. Doing all the countdown and all this, I'm probably more excited for that than football at this point.
Well, football is going to come in hot and heavy quickly. So we're going to start talking high school football. We're going to start talking, what's going on. August 6th, the only open practice.
But that's in Brownsville, right?
That's next to me, man. So I'll be there. I think it's a random time. I think it's like during the day. So I have to change my work schedule or see what's going on with that. What else we got going on? It's just a bunch of stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're like I said, we're planning to cover as much as we can. So UTRGV wise, we're gonna have football, volleyball, men's and women's soccer.
It's a lot.
And then
if anybody's interested in helping out and wants to do some journalism and wants to cover a sport, let us know. We're down to have independent. I mean, we don't make money off this, man. This is not like we're not sitting here like taking money and we're being greedy. So if you have a passion for sports and you have want to write articles and cover a team, hit us up. Obviously,
I mean, looking at like UTRGV soccer, like when I was researching stuff for all the stuff I put out, like there's not much that anybody does for UTRGV soccer. So I mean,
being nice, there's nothing out there.
Yeah, I mean,
the only one that talks about probably is Jacob. Jacob is cool cat. Jacob Young.
That's true. That's true.
Let's talk about it. That he shout out to him. He does a really good job about soccer.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about racing. I think he covers racing too, but
okay.
His soccer content is pretty dope, and I know he's going to be covering it too. But outside of us and him, there's not much out there when it comes to. I mean, we've probably dropped more soccer articles than anyone.
Yeah, and I've tried to do men's soccer stuff, but there's literally nothing out there that is.
I haven't seen. I don't even think the school promotes it.
Like their socials hadn't had anything since like 24. And so like I couldn't even do research to make an article relevant to 2026 for men's soccer. Yeah, women's is better about it, but And then aside from that, we've got high school football and high school volleyball. Well, I'm going to be doing the high school volleyball, but we will be doing the high school football part of it. So
we are, and we're going to bring in obviously Mark, and we're going to talk to him, and we'll have some player highlights on there, and then we'll just talk. I mean, even last year, without even doing this, I was following football. So like the top teams, you know, I'm going to do it. So we'll talk more about it, but I'm going to wrap up, man. I'm going to see what's going on in the outdoorsy, see where everybody's at, and then we'll get going on tomorrow. So unless you want to go over something else.
Nah, I have a class at 12, so I'm going to try to get a little nap in before midnight. So
get it done. Well, shout out to McAllen Memorial 2016, Robbie and Nick. Shout out to Coach Littleton. Thank you guys for coming on. Hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope that we can do more of these and just have people celebrate the team, celebrate, you know, guys that played on the team, and just reminisce. So if you guys have any ideas, let us know. Till then, thanks for everybody for coming out. I think we're at over 60-something people, so, you know, can't complain about that. We appreciate you guys, and we're going to keep handling our business and getting out content. So follow our socials. Please check the website out. There's a bunch of information on there that we guys can have a good time with, and we'll keep on putting stuff on there and sharing it.
Yep.
All right, Marco. Have a good night, man.
You too. Have a good night.
Yep.